Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida's Department of Communication and CW17. I'm Patrick Lloyd.
And I'm Catherine Marsh. We're here each month with stories about life on our favorite coast, the First Coast.
That's right, the First Coast. And of course today we're focusing on fun things to do in Jacksonville. And we all know that life can get a little crazy at times, and when it does, we gotta just let off some of that steam. Inside Jacksonville's Andre Roman shows us two totally different ways to relieve some of that stress.
Whether you're a horse lover or looking to enjoy the great outdoors, Diamond Ranch is a great place to go horseback riding. Located on Normandy Boulevard, the ranch has been family owned and operated since the 1950s. According to tour guide Meagan Hughes, experience in riding horses is not required.
They don't have to worry about doing much because our horses are so good. They know the routine, they know the work.
Victoria Oldham wanted to do something different to celebrate her birthday, and she decided a scenic trail ride was the way to go. She says it's just as entertaining as it is informing.
For the trail ride, you start off and go like around the ranch. They tell you what the ranch is about, how long it's been here, the families that own it, and what you're seeing as you're going.
There are many options for trail rides at the ranch. Whether you take a 2-hour ride or a half-day ride, this experience can be a great way to disconnect from the world and reconnect with nature.
It's just something different. It's good to get out here with your family and get back to just being, having fun outdoors with your family and friends.
Horseback riding may be fun for some, but if your idea of fun is a fast-paced game like paintball, then all you'll need is a paintball marker and a mask.
Just down the road from Diamond Ranch is Whil's Paintball. This paintball park opened up 3 years ago. It's a place where people of all ages, family and friends alike, can come take part in the intense action, and most importantly, it's safe.
A lot of the referees out there is actually all we care is about your safety and having fun.
Some may think that paintballing requires experience, but at Whil's Paintball, there are 3 different levels of experience for you to choose from.
We start young kids with first level, which is the pump gun. It's a low impact.
To master the art of paintball, you have to be willing to crawl through dirt and be able to communicate effectively with your team. For the Redublo family, it is a great way to have family time and relieve some stress.
Just getting the stress out, just running around and going crazy.
Redublo also says it forces her kids to step outside and be active.
They're on the computer all the time, so it's nice to get them out here and just get some exercise.
For regulars like Kellen Baker, paintball is invigorating and is something he doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon.
I come out to paintball every weekend for the adrenaline rush. I love the community.
Andre Roman, Inside Jacksonville.
For more information about those stress-relieving options, you can check out the following websites. That's DiamondDRRanchInc.com and WhilsPaintball.com.
Jacksonville's art community is both diverse and inspiring, and the art is all around us. But what you can't see is the creative process at work. Inside Jacksonville's Tiziana Onstead introduces us to a couple of artists whose talents include creating more opportunity for art to thrive.
This may be just yarn to some, but to Mary Ratcliff, it's art.
I'm creating sort of like a frame of a house, a full scale, so it'll be like a doorway you can walk through, but I'm covering the whole thing in yarn chains, and the community is actually helping me crochet these yarn chains.
This life-size doorway will be a part of her multi-piece exhibit she is creating at the Museum of Contemporary Art in downtown Jacksonville. She says she's received crochet yarn from all over, some from Ohio and others from our local community.
That one came with a letter. Her 6-year-old granddaughter did that one.
Each yarn chain will play a part in her staircase piece she is creating for her exhibit.
The idea is, you need like to support yourself with the nets as you climb the staircase. Yeah, that's my crazy brain.
Crazy or not, Ratcliff says a lot of her artwork is about the community and making connections. She not only wants to engage the audience with finished pieces she makes, but tie them into the entire process.
A little insight on one of my pieces. I say it's not the product, but the production. And I think that's kind of life too, and these pieces of work. I have this piece of work, but there was an experience that went into it.
I'm on the 5th floor of MOCA, where Mary Ratcliff's exhibit is going to be and where this ball of yarn is going to come to life. But you don't have to go to a museum to experience art. Artists are using these walls as their canvas in the Riverside area.
You don't have to be an art critic to know what you like or don't like. So I think that the challenge for the general public is finding out ways to make them feel included and accepted.
Crystal Floyd is one of the 8 original artists at Cork, a converted warehouse that is used for studios and galleries. Floyd says there's now about 70 artists and there's room to grow.
Anybody who's doing something good for the community, we want to have a space for them, to work together.
And the art created here doesn't come in one form.
We have performance artists who have coupled with painters to have backdrops for their plays, and it's just been really cool to see everybody working together and what comes out of it.
Lloyd says Cork hosts shows throughout the year, and you don't have to be Picasso to join in on the fun.
We welcome anyone and everyone to all of our events. It's not meant to be exclusionary to anyone.
Tiziana, Onstead, inside Jacksonville.
Cork has been open since 2011 and has grown to include 6 warehouses, inspiring artists of all kinds. For upcoming events, you can check out the organization's calendar at corksartdistrict.com.
All right, coming up, the jaguars aren't the only big cats living here in Jacksonville. Find out where you can get up close and personal with some ferocious felines.
Also, looking for a more cultured night on the town, Jacksonville has several theaters that are perfect for those who enjoy the performing arts. Stay with us.
Hey, welcome back to Inside Jacksonville.
This month we're focusing on fun things to do around the city. Our next story takes us for a trip on the wild side of the animal kingdom. Inside Jacksonville's Alex Lassen begins our journey with a visit to a cat sanctuary, where the typical pet adoption is not an option.
Oh, you're gonna go lay by your ball. Is that your ball?
A lion's roar is a normal thing to hear at Caddyshack Ranch, where people can visit large rehabilitated cats right in Jacksonville. Lions, tigers, and panthers all have a home at the ranch. Visitors can just go to see the animals, or they can adopt a cat to get updates on how it's doing when they leave.
The Caddyshack Ranch may have been around for 30 years, but it just opened to the public 12 years ago. The most popular exhibit here, this enclosure behind me with 5 tigers, all born about 5 years ago.
Well, usually when you get a group of kids coming through, that'll get some of the cats' interest. So they get up, they get moving around. They want to see the people that are out here to see them. And of course, if the cats are moving around or playing in their pools for the tigers, that of course gets everybody's attention. One thing that always gets everyone's attention is if the lion starts to roar.
While some people may be afraid of the lions and tigers, just a few miles south, fear doesn't keep families from checking out another type of predator: reptiles at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm.
You know, we're not born with fear, and so the fear of a reptile or even other animals or dogs or whatever is learned behavior. It's something that we're taught, usually by our parents. And so most kids, if they're young, are very interested and excited.
At the Alligator Farm, people can watch alligators in their natural habitats, see them get fed, and learn about the different species, much like at Caddyshack Ranch. The 120-year-old attraction also has players for kids and exhibits other animals, like birds, turtles, and lemurs. As the year draws to a close, visiting locations like this can be a great way for people to get out of their homes and relieve stress.
Oh, if anything, it's even more important because you can get wrapped up in so much of the day-to-day, the bad things that are happening. You can overcompensate for it and not do anything. You need to still go out. You need to learn stuff. You need to experience new things.
Whether it's Caddyshack Ranch, the Alligator Farm, the Jacksonville Zoo, or someplace else, it's clear there's a lot to see in the animal kingdom of this city. Alex Lassen, Inside Jacksonville.
Now don't worry, even though these large predators are so close to home, we were reassured that even after some storm damage from Hurricane Matthew, all of the animals remain safe and secure in their protected habitats.
All right, so some fun stuff so far, but maybe you'd prefer to take your fun offshore. Inside Jacksonville's Reginald Durant gives us a few ideas on how to enjoy the excitement on Jacksonville's coast.
Better known as the Sunshine State, has a lot of attractions to offer other than its tropical weather, gators, swamps, and citrus fruits. Just as any other place, Florida has its pros and cons. Smaller waves, sure. A slower pace than New York City living, of course. But Florida has a distinct way of living that separates itself from the rest. Salt life, a phrase so simple, but it has turned out to mean so much more than anyone would have expected. Having the passion for ocean-centric activities is considered salt life. Activities like surfing, fishing, boating, you name it. Geographically, only certain areas in the world are exposed to this type of lifestyle. Blake Kantack, a 16-year-old amateur surfer, has only been surfing for 5 years, but he has already accumulated several sponsorships. Some people just have a knack for salt life.
When I surf, I just feel like I'm at home and doing something I love, you know? It's not like playing baseball where you have to have a coach always pushing you. You're on your own.
Some of Blake's more prominent sponsorships are O'Neill Surfwear, Orion Surfboards, and Sunrise Surf Shop, a local sponsor here in Jacksonville. Although salt life is usually a life spent mostly under the sun, strolling on sandy beaches, it can sometimes leave you feeling salty when you miss that perfect wave. Jacksonville may not be known for its enormous waves, but every now and again something good comes around. Just check out Huguenot Memorial Park. Florida is a place well known for its tropical year-round weather, but what most people don't know is that Florida also has a different way of living that only few places can mimic. Although Florida's sunshine is reason enough to attract visitors, it may be the lifestyle that Florida has to offer that keeps its visitors here for good. When the waves are flat, but the sun is still shining bright, there's always an ultimate salt life activity to enjoy. Down at Jacksonville Beach, you can expect to see local fishers lined up and down the pier. Fishing can be a relaxing activity, but it can also consume large amounts of your time. However, it will be time well spent. Reginald Durant, inside Jacksonville.
Huguenot Memorial Park is becoming the new destination in Jacksonville to find the best waves in town. And some of Jacksonville's other popular beaches include Hannah Park and, of course, good old Jack's Beach.
Are you having trouble coming up with something to do on your next night out? Well, if so, I have a few suggestions from the performing arts, helping to bring a mix of culture and entertainment to our area.
This theater is a metropolis of culture.
A unique find to many on the First Coast, the Ritz Theater and Museum offers a combination of past and present for a different experience of fine arts in Jacksonville. Not only does this theater offer a mix of music and comedy for entertainment, it gives a glimpse into some historic figures of Jacksonville.
99% of the artifacts that you see on display have been donated to us by people in the community. So we do have Bob Hayes' track shoes from the 1964 Olympics when he won 2 gold medals and set 2 world records.
Many other historic figures contribute to the history here, including people from around the area.
Those individuals have an opportunity to share their family history and see it displayed here in our museum.
And the theater helps tie an intimate variety of performances to the whole experience.
Have a drink and you can come into this beautiful theater and see something different every time that you come here. There's nothing ever the same here.
And right down the road and right behind me, we have one of the oldest operating dinner theaters in the country, not to mention one of the very few dinner theaters that are left to enjoy.
It's just so charming. It's charming, it's small and intimate.
The Alhambra Theater and Dining Experience is one of the few remaining dinner theaters in the country. The artists come from different cities to perform on the same stage that Dorothea L'Amour and Martha Raye once did.
It's a lot like minor league baseball. You know, they're on their way to the big leagues, and they get to practice their craft and enjoy their craft, make a good living.
And similar to the Ritz, the small and intimate experience makes for a great show.
It sort of brings them more into the story, and it brings us more into the feeling or the vibe we get from their reactions.
A great idea for date night or a beautiful Sunday afternoon. This live Broadway-style show is the only one you'll find around.
And you're going to say, you know what, that was the best night we've had in a long time.
And if you want to check out a live performance for yourself at either location, go ahead and visit their websites at ritztheater.org and alhambrajacks.com.
All right, up next, urban adventures. Whether you're an indoors or outdoors person, we've got you covered.
But first, we're making a stop at one of the world's most legendary skate parks. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville. This month we're focusing on, well, for lack of a better word, fun.
Yeah, fun. And there's plenty of action and adventure to choose from here in Jacksonville. But there are 2 places in particular where you can get in touch with your inner daredevil. Inside Jacksonville's Raleigh Harbin has the story.
Kona Skate Park is a staple of fun for all age groups in Jacksonville and around the world. Since 1977, Kona has served as a destination for all skaters, professional, amateur, or beginner, and is located in the heart of our city. and is just as welcoming to everyone as the day it opened.
We were always reaching out to not only Jacksonville, but to all the surrounding areas around Jacksonville, and then also all through the United States and Canada, because we have 4 national events each year that attract people from all around the world.
Underneath the pro competitions lies a place where kids from around the city can learn how to skateboard and have a place to hang out after school without it burning a hole in their parents' wallets.
The prices, we've kept them pretty cheap, on purpose. I always say it's cheaper than going to the movies.
It's rare that a skater can drive down the street and find a skate park that's been featured in magazines and on TV. But that's just the opportunity that presents Jacksonville locally.
Being a part of this community over the years, a lot of kids and a lot of families have come up here and found Kona to be like that home place for them.
If you're the adventurous type, but don't always like being outdoors, Velocity is your place to jump, climb, dodge, and spring into action.
Parents love it. Like you said, for exercise, it gets the kids away from the video games and the iPads and the iPhones and things like that. But the joke most parents tell me is they just want their kids to sleep, so they bring them here for an hour.
An hour at Velocity Air Sports is probably equal to 4 hours of exercise and fun anywhere else. With a trampoline dodgeball court, slides, a foam pit, and of course a full ninja obstacle course, Velocity features everything a kid or an adult could want to have, some action-packed fun.
Well, surprisingly, our location does a lot of college kids. We have a pretty old demographic, 20 to 30 during the week, and then the weekends when we really have the kids, we'll do up to 30 birthday parties on a Saturday alone.
Jacksonville is home to the second Velocity gym in the country, and their popularity is growing. While it hasn't been around nearly as long as Kona Skate Park, the local trampoline gym opened in November of 2015 and is already a Jacksonville staple.
I tell my employees all the time, make it memorable, make it fun, be respectful, help out where you can, and things like that. And I feel like that's what's going to take you, or this business, to the next level.
Raleigh Harbin, inside Jacksonville.
Pretty cool. Kona Skate Park was also featured in the video game Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, as well as several magazines, and it's also the world's longest standing skate park.
Perhaps you're looking for a way to escape that everyday grind and enjoy the sunshine, or maybe a way to satisfy your need for speed. Inside Jacksonville's Brooks Baptiste visits 2 locations that'll take you on unforgettable adventures, whether you're indoors or on the outside.
Yeah, you ready for your adventure?
They say if you never try, you'll never know. So I gave it a shot, and you might be like me, always looking for something new and fun to do.
Most people, they love it. It's quiet and fun and beautiful.
So this, an adventure with benefits. Jennifer Kerner, owner of Adventures Up the Creek, says kayaking has many of them.
Just the love of the outdoors and seeing natural beauty, and you have so much access to that on the water.
Now this was my first time, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I paddled, I was nervous when I saw a possible gator, but most of all, I felt a sense of peace.
More often than not, it's just that quiet, that meditative time, that serenity.
And perhaps you don't want to go out alone. Pete Kerner says paddling with friends is an option.
Even if a few of them have been kayaking before, they probably haven't been kayaking with 10 or 20 or 30 people. And so that's a very unique experience.
But in all,
working together toward a common goal, it's the perfect thing.
So maybe you're not the outdoors type, but on the inside you have a need for speed. It's probably time to pick up the helmet and hop in one of these. Nick Soriano of Autobahn says these tracks are what you consider the ultimate racing experience.
We have something for everybody, from kids who are just learning to drive their first go-kart up to serious racers who love to come out and compete in our leagues.
Now these aren't your typical karts.
They have great power, great top speeds, which make them really exciting for all those speed junkies out there.
You're on the street, you can't do that. You can't go fast. Here you can go quick as you want.
Because there's no speed limit.
It's only my second time here and I'm having a great time. Very exciting.
But of course, it's all about the fun.
It is all about competition, but at the same time, if you're not having a good time, it's not worth it to Autobahn.
It's great for the kids. It's great for just a date night together with your significant other, and it's just fun to do with friends as well.
So whether you're on the inside or you're on the outside, never underestimate the importance of having fun. Brooks Baptiste, Inside Jacksonville.
And there's no need to be a pro. Both Autobahn and Adventures Up the Creek offer fun on every level. Visit AutobahnSpeed.com or Jacksonville'sKayakCompany.com for more information.
Okay, that was cool. But I have to take a second to call out my boy Brooks, okay?
Where is he at?
Brooks is a good friend of mine, but did you see him in that kayak not paddling at all?
I think I saw it touch the water 1 or 2 times.
Barely. That's a generous statement for Brooks. See, I was there with him on that shoot, and Jennifer and Pete, the instructors there, they were like, Brooks, are you gonna paddle at all, or are you gonna make us do all the work here? We edited that part out, but I just wanted to know that wanted y'all to know that
He was hard at work doing something else.
Yeah, I guess.
Making his stuff look great.
Maybe.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville.
Yeah, and if you missed anything from today's program, you can visit our website. That's unftv.com. You can click on the link that says Inside Jacksonville, and you'll find expanded versions of our stories with photos, interviews, and a whole bunch of wonderful extras. Once again, that's unftv.com, Inside Jacksonville.
And you can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Inside Jacksonville. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Inside Jacksonville.